She had one chance to warn him. One phone call, one message that could save her life and bring a billion-dollar empire to its knees. She looked him dead in the eyes and said, "You have no idea what kind of man he is." They thought she was just a desperate woman trying to escape a powerful man. They thought the lawyer was just another ambitious nobody chasing a big case. Fatal mistake. Because when you come after the people around a man who has nothing left to lose, he doesn't file a complaint. He burns everything down. If this is your first time here, hit subscribe right now. We break down films like this every single day, and trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. Picture a luxury apartment. Every surface screams wealth, power, control. Her name is Emily Hines. Beautiful, sharp, and absolutely terrified. Not of poverty, not of failure. She is terrified of the man who pays for all of this. His name is Arthur Denning, CEO of Larrabee Pharmaceutical, billionaire, the kind of man who doesn't make problems disappear. He makes the people causing the problems disappear. Emily has stumbled onto something she was never supposed to find. Files, internal records, evidence that Denning's company knew their drug was killing people and buried it, covered it, stamped it, locked it away. And now she's sitting on a flash drive that could end his empire. The question isn't whether she's brave enough to use it. The question is, who in the world can she possibly trust?
Any calls? Patty, you're gonna have to excuse Ben. That's how he shows his joy.
Right. A couple folks from the Lake Avenue construction case, that Chinese guy from Scheinfeld and Associates, and your...
Ben Cahill, junior attorney, expensive suit, expensive ambition. He's the kind of lawyer who's good, but more focused on being successful than being right. He has a beautiful wife, Jane. She's pregnant. Life, by all accounts, should be wonderful. But Ben is restless. He wants to make partner at the firm. He wants the next level. He wants to matter. And here's the thing the film wants you to understand early. Ben is not the hero yet. He's a man who sees an opportunity. And when a call comes in from Emily, his college ex-girlfriend, a woman he hasn't spoken to in years, he doesn't think about Jane. He thinks about the case. Emily and Ben have history, real history. And here's where the film quietly layers in something most viewers miss on first watch. She's calling Ben because she believes he still has a conscience buried underneath all that ambition. She's betting her life on it. Whether that bet pays off, well, that's the whole movie. Emily hands Ben the evidence, a flash drive, documented proof of a pharmaceutical cover-up, deaths that could have been prevented, data that was intentionally suppressed. Ben takes it directly to his boss, Charles Abrams. Al Pacino, measured, commanding, the kind of man who has been waiting 30 years for a case like this. Abrams sees it immediately. This is a career-defining lawsuit. This is legacy. He pushes Ben to move fast. But here's what the film is quietly setting up, and pay attention because this is the educational layer most people sleep through. Abrams has a personal history with Denning. This isn't just about justice. This is about revenge. Ben thinks he's the lawyer. He's actually the weapon. And the man who handed him the weapon has his own agenda. Arthur Denning finds out someone is talking. He doesn't shout. He doesn't panic. He makes one quiet phone call to Curris, cold, precise, the kind of man who treats human lives like line items on a spreadsheet. Curris is sent to handle Emily. to warn her first. Then, if the warning doesn't take, to silence her permanently. Here is where Denning made his first fatal mistake. He assumed the damage was contained. He didn't know the drive was already in Ben's hands. The bomb was already ticking. And he didn't even know the name of the man holding it. Emily disappears. One day she's there, the next, gone. No trace, no explanation. Ben starts digging, quietly at first, then desperately. And the deeper he digs, the more the walls close in. His car is followed. Calls come in with no voice on the other end. People around him start getting hurt. Jane, his pregnant wife, becomes a target. Let that land for a second. An innocent woman carrying a child in the crosshairs, not because of anything she did, but because her husband answered a phone call he shouldn't have. This is the film's sharpest edge, not the action, not the conspiracy. The collateral damage that ambition leaves behind. Ben tries to protect Jane and keep the case alive. He cannot do both. He keeps choosing the case, and every time he thinks he has leverage on Denning, Karras tightens the trap by one more notch. Here's what makes Arthur Denning genuinely terrifying, and I want you to really think about this. He is not evil in the way movie villains usually are. He doesn't twirl, he doesn't gloat. Anthony Hopkins plays him like a man explaining basic mathematics to someone too slow to keep up. In Denning's mind, he built something. He created thousands of jobs. He funded research that saved more lives than it cost. The cover-up? A business decision. Regrettable, but rational. His logic is airtight. His conscience is spotless. He genuinely believes he is the reasonable one in the room. And that is the lesson hiding in plain sight in this film. The most dangerous people are not the ones who know they're wrong and don't care. They're the ones who have convinced themselves they're right. Drop a comment. Have you ever dealt with someone like that? Someone whose cruelty came wrapped in perfect justification?
Would you like him to repeat the question?
I'd prefer if we spoke off the record.
For a brief, shining moment, it looks like Ben has it. The evidence is airtight. The case is moving. Denning is cornered. Then the floor disappears. The twist this film delivers doesn't come from the villain's side. It comes from inside the house. Emily, the woman Ben believed he was fighting for, was not entirely who she appeared to be. And Abrams, the man Ben trusted completely, the mentor figure, the Al Pacino father figure, has been operating on a chessboard that Ben never even knew existed. The moment Ben realizes this, the film's entire first half reframes itself. He was never the lawyer on this case. He was the pawn. And now the people he was fighting for are just as dangerous as the man he was fighting against. There are people inside Denning's world who see the truth. They've watched the machine operate for years, and some of them, too slowly, too late, choose the right side. They do not get clean exits. This is something the film gets brutally honest about. In systems built on corruption, loyalty is transactional, and when you try to leave, the system collects what it's owed. The people who sacrifice for the right cause in this story don't all survive it. Remember that the next time someone tells you whistleblowing is simple.
Oh, we worked so hard, Ben, and we just...
Jane Cahill spends most of this film in danger she never asked for. But here's what you should notice. She's the clearest-eyed person in the entire movie. While Ben spirals in ambition and paranoia and moral compromise, Jane sees it for what it is. She's not passive. She's not helpless. She's the only person in Ben's life telling him the truth about himself. In the end, it is her clarity, not his cleverness, that anchors whatever survival this story allows. The person who was meant to be protected turned out to be the person holding things together. The final confrontations in this film are not explosive. They are quiet, surgical. Secrets unravel. The alliances that held the whole structure up collapse under their own weight. Denning, for all his composure, discovers the one thing money genuinely cannot protect against: the truth once it's already in motion. Ben survives, but he is not the man who answered Emily's phone call. The price of his ambition has been paid in full by the people around him. They thought Emily was just a desperate woman running from a powerful man. They thought Ben was just a hungry lawyer chasing his next win. They thought they had total control of every piece on the board. What nobody in this story understood is that the moment Emily made that warning call, she didn't just hand over evidence, she pulled a pin. And in a room full of men who thought they were untouchable, the explosion caught everyone. That's what happens when you build your empire on silence. Eventually, someone talks. If this breakdown hit different, leave a comment with the one moment in this film that surprised you most. And if you haven't seen Misconduct yet, go watch it. Then come back and tell me if you caught everything I just showed you. So let's be honest. Every single person in this movie thought they were the smartest one in the room. They were all wrong. Spectacularly, expensively wrong. Now, Denning thought he could see every threat coming from a mile away, but the next man we're talking about, he sees threats that haven't even arrived yet. Dark skies, black rain, and a storm that nobody else believes is real. The next video is about a completely normal man, good job, loving wife, daughter he adores, who starts having visions of a catastrophic disaster. His family thinks he's losing his mind. His doctors think he's losing his mind. He thinks he's the only sane person on the planet. And here's the part that is going to mess with your head. There is one detail at the very end of this film that most people completely miss. And once you see it, you're going to question everything you thought you knew about this story. That video is right there. Click it now. Don't let the algorithm swallow it.